We've probably all heard of or seen, and some of us may have actually even experienced, the visionary shaman's psychoactive brewed drink, Ayahuasca, a tea that causes altered states of consciousness, including visual hallucinations and altered perceptions of reality. Now, it's traditionally used as a ceremonial spiritual medicine amongst the indigenous people of the Amazon basin. However, over the last decade, its popularity has also been growing in Western society. And when we think of Ayahuasca, more often than not, we think of the videos that we've seen accompanying its purging, with participants vomiting, which is believed to release the buildup of emotions and negative energy. But what does this spiritual brew, the Cerrado Savanna, art and climate change have to do with each other? Well, stick around for this episode to find out this and much more. Hey, I'm Greg, welcome back to the channel, and thanks for joining me for this episode of Greg the Artivist. Now, I'm just back from a very brief summer vacation, and when I returned yesterday, I was down at my city hall and I discovered that there is an exhibition from 18 visionary Peruvian Amazon artists bringing about awareness of deforestation of the Cerrado Savanna in Brazil through a collection of paintings. However, the thing is, today is the last day of the exhibition, so I'm going to race down there now to see if there is someone whom I can speak with to get some more information about how these artists' work is being used to voice concerns about the destruction of the Cerrado and to find out why the Cerrado Savanna is so important to all of us. So just very quickly, this week I celebrated achieving 750 subscribers on YouTube. It's incredible to have so many loyal people supporting the channel, and I am really grateful to each and every one of you. Thank you. But that said, still 88% of people watching my videos are not subscribed. But why is this so important, and why do I keep asking for subscribers? Well, at 1,000 subscribers, YouTube kind of finally starts to take my channel a little bit more seriously, and it unlocks features that can help me create even more awareness about the climate crisis and have access to more people. So if you haven't done so already and you'd like to show a little bit of love and appreciation towards the work that I'm doing here, then please do click on that subscribe button today. Thank you. Today I'm discovering the gene of colourful, visionary art associated with drinking the South American entheogenic plant brew Ayahuasca and the magical life of the Amazon jungle, exploring the relationship between humans, nature, fantastical creatures, plants and even beings not of this planet with the natural world and the dreaming state. And this is by the late Peruvian shaman and the acclaimed artist Pablo Amaringo and his students. So let's get inside and find out more. I would like to introduce you to Jan Paul Baus from picaflorist.org, a non-profit organisation who arranged this exhibition, Touched by Nature. The exhibition started at the end of 2018 in France and has since been held across many countries, mostly in public spaces and festivals, with the purpose to raise consciousness about the fragile ecosystems through art. The exhibition features 18 painters from the very special school, Usco Aya Amazonian School of Painting in Pulcapar, founded by the acclaimed Peruvian artist Pablo Amaringo, who received his inspiration for his art from the inner journeys he experienced after drinking the shamanic brew Ayahuasca, and who sadly passed away in 2009. Having decided to stop his practices as a shaman, amazingly Amaringo raised around 700 children, feeding them, giving them shelter, educating them in philosophy of good living with nature and one another, as well as teaching them how to paint, for which he received a United Nations award. Of the 700 children, there remain 18 to 20 whom still make a living from painting today. But before we take a look at the art itself, let's refresh ourselves on the Cerrado and its importance to us all. We've all heard about the magnificent Amazon forest with its incredible plants and unique wildlife. But what do we know about its neighbour, the Cerrado Savanna? The Cerrado is an ecosystem in Brazil of 2 million square kilometres. It is so vast it covers 1/4 of Brazil's national territory and is the most biological rich savanna in the world. 5% of the world's species live in the Cerrado, with 4,800 unique plants and vertebrates. The Cerrado's vegetation developed over a period of 45 million years, making it much older than the Amazon forest. And the Cerrado acts like a lake, connecting 4 of Brazil's biomes: the Amazon, Caatinga, Atlantic forest, and the Pantanal. Should anything happen to the fragility of Cerrado's important function, it would have a devastating impact on all of these other ecosystems. The problem is the Cerrado is under constant threat of deforestation. 50% of its original vegetation has already disappeared, and less than 3% of its area is being effectively protected. So why does the Cerrado matter? Well, the Cerrado is critical to water conservation in Brazil, supplying 3 major aquifers along with 6 of Brazil's 8 reservoirs. The Cerrado is known as the upside-down forest, whereas the Amazon has huge trees with shallow roots. The Cerrado has smaller trees with larger below-ground biomass and much deeper roots. It's these deep roots that infiltrate, collect, and distribute water for Brazil's population for drinking, food production, and generation of 80% of Brazil's electricity. So what's going on at the Cerrado? It's the expansion of pastures for soybean cultivation for animal feed, which is the most important factor in the Cerrado's deforestation. It's this large-scale deforestation which is depleting Brazil's water reserves as well as reducing carbon storage. And its impact on humans is diverse. For us in the rest of the world, the effects are felt through the climate change and the climate crisis. Whereas for Brazilians, major cities are affected by power shortages and water shortages. And local communities' health and environment is also negatively affected by the excessive use of pesticides for the crops. And loss of life isn't exclusive to plant species and wildlife, but human life also. Brazil, along with the United States, are the world's biggest exporter of soy, while Europe and China are the world's biggest importers. And it's our need for soy to feed our livestock in Europe and in China for consumption, which is literally eating the Cerrado and Brazil away. So what can we do to help? We can help with 4 easy and simple steps. 1, we can eat less meat. 2, we can buy local produce. 3, we can talk about the Cerrado with friends, families, and even share this video on social media. And 4, we can support organizations fighting to protect the Cerrado. So let's jump back to the exhibition. Amaringo taught his students 2 styles of painting. The first is the sub-style of Amazon realistic painting. And in this immersive painting of the rainforest at night, Amaringo had believed his students needed to learn to paint nature exactly as it is. He wanted people to learn about nature and species through art to the point that even a biologist would be able to identify species by what had been painted. And the second style is the cosmo-vision of the tribes of the rainforest with all of its symbolism. Jan Paul talks me through this piece by Amaringo himself.
So what you see in this painting of Pablo Amaringo, and he was actually the founder of this Neo-Amazonian style, is all the symbolism that comes with the tribes of the rainforest, their cosmovision. You see the Otorongo, the jaguar, and the Yana Puma, the black jaguar, symbolizing protection and integrity, and also innocence, because they are what they are. They do not pretend to be anything else. You see this whole Inca culture that was really influential also for these Amazonian tribes. The butterflies that symbolize transformation, the aguilas, also some awareness of other beings that are around, that we, in this case, symbolized as flying saucers from outer space, extraterrestrials. He saw that when he was a shaman. You see also the medicinal tree, like the Ayahuasca here, with all these balls. And then you have the angelic realms, usually visualized as a palace with pillars or a castle. And that is the space where you can come as a shaman if you are capable of laying off all the layers of your ego. That is in the symbolism, the approach. So he set this example in the years before he started the school of this visionary art. And yeah, a number of books have been written about him and his Neo-Amazonian style. And the 18 painters from the school, the alumni, they have developed their own style. But you see elements of Pablo Amaringo in all of these paintings.
A big thank you goes out to young Paul for being so accommodating very last minute for this video. And just briefly, Picaflorist aims to realize a tangible impact on the sustainability of our planet and has the following 3 statutory objectives: to be promoting a circular economy, promoting sustainable living and producing, and nature conservation and nature and landscape restoration. I'll drop their website details in the description box below if you'd like to find out more information. So that does about wrap up things for today's episode, but wait, before you run off, I do have several announcements, exciting announcements that I would like to make. The first being, I now have a YouTube community tab, and you can find it at the top of my channel page by clicking here. So rather than having to follow me across all my various social medias, you can stay up to date with all of my posts in one place, plus extra special content just for YouTube. But be sure to be subscribed to the channel so that you see my posts pop up in your video feed. Or jump across to the tab next time you're checking in on the channel. This is a great place for us to have discussions about each week's video. And secondly, phase 1 of Greg the Artivist website is now live. And you can also see there my videos and my posts, but more importantly, the blogs associated with each week video, making it a much more complete one-stop shop. So please be sure to check out gregtheartivist.com. And now creating this channel takes a significant amount of time, effort, and financial resource, which is completely self-funded by myself. However, you can help make a difference by considering joining me over at Patreon. There are a ton of benefits to become a member of the Greg the Artivist community. You can read about all the different levels of membership and the benefits that each membership level has to offer from the link in the description box below. So with all my announcements out the way, thank you again for watching, and until next time, please take care and remember that you too have a voice. Plus making it a more... or jump across to the tab when you're checking in. Just speak, read, watching, and until next time, please take care and remember... Oh, come on, Greg, just one more time. Let's just try and get it all the way through without messing it up. One place, plus extra special content just for YouTube. YouTube.